Where do I even start? Where do I even start? 32 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks, 7 threes, 11 for 20, and only 31.
Ladies and gentlemen, basketball lovers and curious onlookers alike, get your popcorn ready, strap in, and brace yourselves for one of the most poetic doses of instant karma the WNBA has seen in years. Because what unfolded on Saturday, June 14th, wasn't merely a basketball game. No, this was a full-blown masterclass in payback, a beautifully orchestrated performance of redemption, and proof that, every now and then, the basketball gods serve justice with the precision of a killer crossover and the flair of a highlight reel finish.
Like that, she's back. Caitlin Clark drops 35 after her 5-game layoff from injury. It was at a point where she scored 9 points in less than 45 seconds. I mean, crossing the half-point line, one dribble, and just pulling it from the logo. Like, these plays.
The Indiana Fever stepped onto the court at Gainbridge Fieldhouse with one clear goal: to shatter the New York Liberty's perfect season. And at the forefront of that mission, none other than Caitlin Clark. Back after a 5-game hiatus due to injury, Clark returned with a vengeance, ready to silence any doubts and reignite the fire that makes her the most electrifying force in women's basketball today.
Well, the Indiana Fever, I'm watching it. It just went final, 102-88 over the league undefeated, now defeated, New York Liberty. New York Liberty, Stephanie White did.
The Liberty strolled in flaunting their flawless 9-0 record, carrying themselves like they already had the lead on lock. But spoiler alert, reality was waiting, and it wasn't pulling punches. What unfolded wasn't just another matchup. This was a statement, a reckoning, a long overdue balancing of the books, where pride met payback and the scoreboard became the final word.
Indiana Fever say, come on, New York. Come on. Somebody's got to give you this first L, and I guess it's going to be us. No Jonquel Jones, but the Indiana Fever handled business. 102-88. We finally hit triple digits thanks to CC22.
The last time these two teams clashed, the aftermath was messier than Thanksgiving morning at Grandma's house, gravy-thick controversy and all. In the dying seconds of their previous battle, Liberty defensive ace Natasha Cloud swiped the ball from Caitlin Clark, sealing the win. But Clark believed she was fouled, a whistle that never blew, a wound that never healed, and a memory that smoldered hotter than a phoenix summer.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Caitlin Clark put on the show, dropped 25 in the first half. Then she was diamond it here, diamond it there. They scored over 100 points first time in the season, and they gave New York Liberty their first L. Take that L, go back to the Hudson River, and go back to New York with that L. You know what I'm saying? And I can't stand Sabrina. I'm going to call her Sabrina I Flop You, because all she does is flop. I can't stand Sabrina Ionescu. She's a flopping machine. I'm glad she's taking that L today. Caitlin Clark, 32 points, 7 for 14 from 3. That's 50%, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. She almost had a double-double, almost close.
If you're enjoying the show, don't forget to subscribe, because the Caitlin Clark saga is just getting started. After 5 long games on the sidelines nursing a quad injury, Clark had been forced to watch as her team faltered and WNBA ratings nosedived like a lead balloon. The league got a harsh reminder of just how vital their golden goose truly was, with viewership plummeting by a jaw-dropping 55% in her absence. It was like trying to keep a blockbuster franchise alive without its star, technically double, but let's be honest, no one's buying tickets for that. Then came Saturday. Clark didn't just make a comeback, she detonated back into the spotlight like a firework factory struck by lightning. And make no mistake, she had a target. Natasha Cloud's name was etched across her mission in bold, permanent ink.
Caitlin Clark, 9 points in 20 or 38 seconds. Oh my goodness. Came back to back logo threes. For a minute, man, I told the chat, call the cops on Caitlin Clark for logo abuse. Oh my goodness, man, she was kidding.
From the opening tip, the atmosphere in the arena crackled with anticipation. The Liberty came out blazing, racing to a 17-6 lead and flexing every bit of their championship pedigree. Crisp ball movement, confident shooting, and the swagger of a team untouched by defeat. It looked, briefly, like Caitlin Clark's return, might be a quiet subplot instead of the main event. But then, with just over 3 minutes left in the first quarter, something shifted. Clark completed a three-point play, and in that instant, you could see it. The spark in her eyes. The ignition. The beginning of something special.
Indiana Fever. That is Fever basketball at its finest. Fever ball at its finest. As a team, by the way, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The least turnovers the Fever have had in a game as a team.
What followed was nothing less than basketball poetry unfolding in real time. In just 38 electrifying seconds, Caitlin Clark detonated 3 straight three-pointers from distances that could give NASA trajectory envy. 33 feet, 27 feet, and 31 feet. Each shot ripped through the net with surgical precision, and Gainbridge Fieldhouse erupted like Mount Vesuvius. Just like that, the game was tied at 24. This wasn't just a run. This was a declaration. Clark wasn't just back. She was on a mission. Her injury hadn't dimmed her fire. If anything, it had stoked the flames. She was launching from distances that needed a GPS to track, and every shot dropped as effortlessly as autumn leaves in October.
Threes in 38 seconds in the first half. Caitlin Clark hit 3 logo bombs, by the way. 3 logo bombs in 38 seconds. This was the Caitlin Clark we all said, oh, she's different. she's sent from outer space. The Caitlin Clark that we saw today was the Caitlin Clark that we were...
By halftime, Caitlin Clark had racked up 25 points with 6 three-pointers, the most she'd ever scored in a half as a pro. The Fever led 53-50, and the Liberty's confidence started to crack. This wasn't how their perfect season was supposed to go. New York opened the third quarter with a 9-0 run, trying to swing the momentum, but Clark and the Fever answered with a devastating 19-0 burst. The Liberty looked lost, struggling to find the basket. Every time they tried to rally, Clark shut the door, burying threes like a magician pulling endless tricks from her sleeve. The message was simple. She was back, and she was in control.
For one of the best and most elite performances we have ever seen from Caitlin Clark. Now, I gotta remind everybody about this. Caitlin Clark is coming off an injury, bro. What we seen today was greatness. This was similar to the Michael Jordan flu game. I mean, it's up there type deal, bro. Caitlin Clark just handed the New York Liberty the ass whooping of a lifetime. And what's crazy about all of this is that the referees couldn't even save them. See, last time the referees was able to save New York and they walked away with the victory. The game was so far out of reach, the referees had to.
Her career high, but this was bigger than numbers. The Fever hit a franchise record 17 threes, broke 100 points for the first time all year, and handed New York their first loss, with Clark leading like a general on a mission.
I'm glad that New York got that L. They should have got the L the other game. Now they just got what they deserve. Okay, but Caitlin Clark went off. I'm happy. That is what people pay to see. Do you see the difference when Caitlin Clark is on the floor? She makes the whole offense way better. The offense is better. They're clicking. They're getting...
Natasha Cloud's Linsanity run is over. As I said, her player of the week, the player of the week curse. We saw it happen to Kelsey Mitchell as well till the end of that game where she was so clutch. But her Linsanity runs over. I got a DM from somebody going, Natasha Cloud's great. Why are you talking about her Linsanity run? I'm like, was there a Linsanity run? I was like, she can play defense. She's not a great offensive player. Forget the referees. The referees. This was apparently a foul. on Lexi Hull. And there were so many of them throughout the game. Brianna Stewart shot 14 free throws. Stewie shot 14.